A controversial ad in a small Maine newspaper raising serious concerns now, both for its message and who's behind it. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Yacono.
And I'm Amanda Hill. That ad inviting people to a book burning was objectionable enough for one major retailer in Aroostook-County to pull the newspaper from its shelves. Here's News Center Maine's Alex Haskell.
It's not something you might expect to see flipping through a newspaper. Appearing in the Fort Fairfield Journal, this ad promoting a book burning event during Pride Month in June. Behind it, Ryan Murdough of New Hampshire, founder of the New England White Network. The Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center both label Murdough as a white supremacist. The ADL says his group, the New England White Network, targets many people, including the LGBTQ+ community, which this ad directly attacks.
I would have recommended that we not run it.
Steve Greenlee is the former executive editor of the Portland Press-Herald. He explained what ethical considerations play into their decision whether to run certain ads or not to run them.
Offensive words, offensive pictures, images. It wouldn't happen that often. No more than once a year can I recall us rejecting an ad.
We reached out to the Fort Fairfield Journal's editor, David Deshane, to ask him why he allowed the ad, but did not respond by our deadline. However, he is defending running the ad in a self-published article. Deshane says in part, "While I do not support Nazi groups, I will defend their right to free speech so the public can read and consider their position and make their own minds up for themselves." Greenlee says that's not a standard for many major publications.
You're not going to find an ad for a white network in the New York Times or the Boston Globe. Just because we can and should accept ads from a wide variety of folks and organizations doesn't mean we have to allow our news organization to be used as a platform for something hateful.
The Journal's website lists about 20 businesses where its paper copies are sold, including the Hannaford Supermarket and Caribou. According to a Hannaford spokesperson, after we brought this ad to their attention, they removed the newspaper from that Caribou location and are checking its other stores. Alex Haskell, News Center, Maine.
Throughout history, book burnings, especially in Nazi Germany, has represented attempts to suppress differing voices and impose cultural control. However, the Maine Attorney General's office says that targeting books about a specific group does not meet the legal definition of a hate crime. Now, of course, Maine is no stranger to groups promoting hate.
Just over a century ago, the Ku Klux Klan tried to recruit new members here by staging parades in mill towns like this one in Biddeford and Saco in 1924. The target, recent immigrants who had come to Maine for work. In 2017, flyers from that same organization turned up on driveways in Augusta and South Freeport, asking people to join a neighborhood watch.
3 years ago, a white supremacist group called Nationalist Social Club 131 demonstrated in Lewiston. They were holding signs targeting that city's Somali community. That same year, a man named Christopher Polhas bought land in the northern Maine town of Springfield with an intent to train fellow supremacists in military tactics and weapons. His goal at the time, to establish a white ethno-state. Months later, Polhas sold the land and left the state.